Introducing Dr. and Jackery Damages.
Woo! Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world,
New York City.
Yes. New York City is so great that we won our case against President Donald Trump at the U.S. Supreme Court.
What?
Yes. Listen.
US President Donald Trump might have to release his tax records against his will. The Supreme Court has ruled that the US leader should hand over his financial records to prosecutors in New York.
Yes! Finally, we are going to see President Donald Trump's tax returns. Before all you Trump people get mad, two of the justices that Trump handpicked for the Supreme Court ruled against him. 7 out of 9 justices of the Supreme Court voted for New York to see Donald Trump's taxes, something he has been hiding for the past 4 years. Watch again.
Trump has come under before fire for not making his tax returns public, like his predecessors have done. His lawyers had argued that he enjoyed total immunity.
It's going to be Ombosky. Now, what? Wait. Immunity? Trump must be thinking that he's an American version of an African dictator, something like that. Immunity. So finally, when we see his tax returns, we will know for the first time if he's really a billionaire or not. You know what I mean? By some luck, we may also find out what kind of, what other parts of Trump's body is as small as his hands. The justices of the U.S. Supreme Court, including those that Trump appointed, they understand something that most Africans do not understand. If they say because they like Trump and allow him to be above the law today, tomorrow, another president will come in. And they know that the new president may also want to be above the law. What if they don't like the new president? There is nothing that they can do at that point because they have set the precedence with Trump. You say smart people. They think beyond their time, their age, their generation. They think above. Now, how did Trump react to the judgment? Let's see.
From now, not now, damn it. From now, not now, damn it. From now, not now, damn it.
Damn it! I love Trump. Now, talking of people that we love, Ibrahim Magu, the acting chairman of Nigeria's own FBI, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is gone.
No way.
The man is gone. President Muhammadu Buhari suspended him from office. What am I saying suspended? I mean, they're talking about replacement already. He's gone. Yeah. How is he going to now feed his family? You know, now that his bureau de change in Kaduna is closed. How? Magu. The story of what happened to that Muhammadi, it's an ongoing story. In the media industry, they call it developing story. There are so many reasons Magu is going through his own trials and tribulations. The first one is that he made a check written by retired General T.Y. Danjuma to bounce. The second one is that he ransacked the home of General Abdulsalami Abubakar. Now, those are not from me. Those were original reporting from Segun Adeniyi of this day newspaper. Oh yeah, of course, Danjuma denied it, Abdulsalami denied it, all the stories were denied. But he's staying with his story. Now imagine what Jackson Ude will have published. Anyway, Magu's things are many. There are many. If you follow what Nigerian newspapers are writing, your head will spin out of control. According to newspapers, they check their story, recheck it before they publish. According to the newspapers, the man has over 300 houses, 7 ships in the high sea carrying crude oil, a pastor whose only job is to move money for him from Nigeria to Dubai, a pastor. Maybe that is the thing that pastors do to meet up. You know what I mean? We don't know. Maybe that's what they are doing to meet up. We didn't know. Moving money for people. Anyway, Hush Puppy has all these things. These are not new things. The only new thing that is uniquely Magu is that he has his own bureau de change. I mean, who can beat that? Tinubu can brag about having his own bullion vans bringing money to his house, but the top of the rank is to have your own periodic change. They will turn this useless naira, billions of naira they mention everywhere, to dollars, something that you can manage, sensible dollars for you. Just press the button, they change it for you. Now, what pains me about Magu is that I warned him. I told him they were coming for you 3 weeks ago. But like most people, they ignore me, they don't watch me, they keep watching other things. They don't pay attention to me. I warned him, look at it. They are fighting over. It's the right time to arrest the EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Magu. and whether he should go and join Ade herself in EFCC detention. That's what we're hearing. They are fighting over so many things. So, some smart, well-connected people actually believe that the main reason Magu is in trouble is because he's one of Bola Tinubu's boys in Buhari's administration. You know, they believe that it is part of the plan to silence Bola Tinubu and make sure that Bello El-Rufai is the next president of Nigeria. His name is everywhere. Who is that guy? You want to know what I think? I think that Magu is in trouble because he violated the first principle, the first law of nature. It simply says, he who comes into equity must come with clean hands. Do you know that law? Let me translate into modern English. If you recover 50 cars from thieves, when you report it to your gang, do not forget to report the flat screen TV in one of the cars. And if you deposit 20 million naira in the bank for 6 months, do not forget to report the interest added to that amount over that 6-month period. That's it. That's what Magu failed to do. If Magu had clean hands, Nigeria's Attorney General, Abubakar Malami, would not have won when they fought over how to sell these recovered loots. Everyone wanted his boys, their boys to come. They wanted their boys to buy these things up. Why not? It's Nigeria. By the way, were you invited to Malami's son's wedding? No? You? No? Not even the second marriage held in Kano? No? And you said you were one of the shakers and movers of Nigeria. You were not invited? Okay, just in case you missed it, here are a little sights and sounds from the wedding. Take a look. Money, money, money. As if it's nothing, they're flowing. This is what I'm talking about. They said there's recession in Nigeria. What kind of recession? You see, despite Attorney General's Malami's efforts to make sure that people do not troop to the venue, those who came, they represented. Oh yes, Nigeria's great Attorney General, he's also a senior advocate of Nigeria, decided to use the letterheaded paper of his office to write his friends not to feel bad that they will not be invited to come to the son's wedding. Look at the letter now, look at it. He told them not to worry, that after the big party will happen after this coronavirus thing is over. Now, for the rest of the message, if you know, you know. You've been put on notice. You've been put on notice by that letter from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. Now, if you know what is good for you, you do the needful. You know the contacts now. You know where to deposit the money. You know who. You know it. Now, do you know that in Singapore or China, such an infraction, using the office paper for personal business, could have landed the Attorney General of Nigeria to prison for 10 years or 20 years. But in Nigeria, they don't teach them conflict of interest in school. They don't teach them in law school. Nothing. In politics, nothing. It's not. No.
There is no question that our democracy is broken. It is not working. Anybody who says it's working should tell me why we are where we are in the world. It's just about everything, the bottom of anything.
Who was that? Eh? Who was that? Anyway, forget about Malami, forget about him. His time is coming. Once Buhari is done and Bello El-Rufai takes over as president, he will show Malami that all the things he did in the dark are known to men in black. talking of men in black, the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, is in trouble. Yes, a former director of NDDC accused him of corrupt practices. And the only defense that Akpabio could put up was to say that the woman had married 5 times.
What?
I'm confused. Now, let's start from the beginning. Here are the charges leveled against Godswill Akpabio by former NDDC Director Joy Nunieh. Watch.
Before I came, when himself and Festus Keyamo were ministers, their first meeting at the commission, he was awarded 30 contracts for distilling and water hyacinth.
Oops! Akpabio, after being governor for 8 years in a rich state like Akwa Ibom, is still chasing contracts to chop money. I can't believe that. Listen to the woman.
Mr. Linus, who was the director finance, refused to sign because it did not follow due process.
Just when you think that the minister who took an oath to serve Nigeria will be the one pushing for due process. No, he's not interested. Watch.
He also said that I should implicate the chairman of the House Committee, because the chairman of the House Committee had gone to Ondo State for a meeting to plan against him.
Of course. That is what goes for being smart in that part of the world. This kind of thinking, people think they are smart because they can come up with that crap.
Akpabio never signs any documents. He will always refuse to sign, but he will tell you to go and commit the fraud.
Yeah, it's still the same part of being smart in the dark corners of the world. People thinking that way. Now, Akpabio will not sign anything because he doesn't want the EFCC or the ICPC or the FBI, when they come, he doesn't want them to be able to trace anything to him. No!
He wanted me to take an oath. He has denied that, but I want to say today, he told me up to 3 times until we had a reconciliation meeting at the villa in the house of Mr. Sadiki Abba, who is the SA to the president on domestics.
If there is no oath taken, it didn't happen. That's what happens in Africa. You have to take oaths. Not with the Bible. Don't think about that.
I refused to take the oath, and I did not take that oath. And I will never take the oath from him. So he said he was going to remove me. He started a campaign of calumny against me.
And if you stand up to quote unquote fantastically crooked politicians like Akpabio, you'll be removed. So Joy was removed. But Akpabio's problems were not over. Okay. To be fair to Akpabio, let us hear the response the minister, Akpabio, gave to these allegations. Watch.
I see it as a ranting of a disgruntled former MD who does not know that offices come and go.
Ranting of a disgruntled element. That brings me to secondary school level kind of sadness. My friend, answer to the allegations against you.
Temperament.
Okay.
Because you don't need to ask me. You can ask about 4 other husbands that she married.
I'm like, what? Is that it? So despite all the allegations that she leveled against you, your best response is that she has anger problems and that those in doubt should go and ask the husbands she married.
Bring all the former husbands, at least bring 4 of them that she had married in the past, to this studio so that you ask them questions one after the other, because it looks like a character problem.
Wow. I'm even more ashamed of Akpabio. While we are at it, maybe we should bring all of Akpabio's side chicks and ask them about his skinny. You know what I mean? Oh, what am I saying? He must have made them to take an oath of secrecy. He must have done that.
problem here is you have to blame my heart. I'm very soft. Maybe because I have 4 daughters, I love women.
I love women. Of course. Fabio loves women. It's written all over him. Now, it shows in how he's been treating Joy. You know, people like Akpabio, they can't survive a week in an advanced society. Now, at NDDC, they pay 300 million a year for the building where their headquarters is. 300 million for 19 years. Here is Akpabio explaining it to the senators.
NDDC in 19 years could not even buy a house and call it a permanent office. Paying 300 million naira a year for the rent, as rent in where they are staying now in Port Harcourt.
Now the man knows what is going on. Don't ask me what he has done since he became minister, other than looking for contract. But he knows what's going on. Someone will go at night to put signs. Have you heard about? Listen to Akpabio.
They don't have projects that were done by state government. Somebody would go in the night and put up NDDC signboard, and then take pictures and go and collect money in NDDC office. I have, as I...
He is an insider. Now, there was something that Akpabio said that was telling about how these brilliant clowns who run Nigeria, how they do their business. Watch.
I'm not that type of person. I'm a minister.
Right.
And my job is to protect the citizens of this country and protect the administration of Mr. President. I must tell you that even the President Buhari, was not aware of all these things because I did not want to...
Yes! Mr. President is unaware of what is going on around him. We knew that. Just a confirmation. We just want to hear from a minister confirming that Buhari has no idea. Now, listen to Akpabio again, talking about NDDC, what it actually means, how it has been functioning. Listen.
Because NDDC, for me, was not serving Niger Delta. It was just serving greedy politicians and others.
Wow. Yeah. Anyway, talking about tracing things. How is Africa doing with COVID-19? Did you hear that Madagascar has gone back to lockdown?
What?
Oh yeah. Apparently, that concussion that their president was marketing all over Africa was just a quack concussion. It didn't work. They have thousands of people now who are sick in Madagascar. People are dying. Remember that Nigeria paid millions to buy bottles of that thing. Is Madagascar going to refund that money to us? Because we need that money back. Now, in South Africa, doctors are beginning to decide who lives and who dies because they don't have enough beds to treat the sick. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, a lot of people still do not believe it is real. Oh yeah, what can you do to these people? Watch them.
Never see one person like this where get coronavirus. So me, that one nothing concern. I lie, just talk and stuff.
Yep. And this one.
If you eat corn now and it's plenty, you will sneeze. If you walk in the rain and it beats you, you will sneeze. And if cold gets into your body, you will sneeze. So forget about sneezing. There is no place we can't stand. There is nothing like COVID-19.
And this one.
For me, I do not know what coronavirus is. Before we had Ebola, all of them now for big men. Those who they fly outside Nigeria, now then carry coronavirus, come to Nigeria, and he there with them. You know they with us, poor people.
God help us. God help us. Before I go, for those of you who said I should apologize for the way I'm responding to men of God who are saying things that are not true, I say to them, yeah, it is not as if I did anything wrong. What we're doing here, diagnosing people, is a serious business.
How can you expose corruption without telling us? I must respond. I won't respond to what you said.
The pastors cannot say something and we won't be allowed to respond.
Sometimes I disallow you the opportunity to respond. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Thank you so much, Minister Festus Kayamo, for helping us out. You know what I mean? They don't want to listen to me, so I want to bring you in to tell them the same thing. Anyway, You can follow us on Twitter at
Dr. Damages.
and on Facebook at
Dr. Damages.
and on Instagram at
Dr. Damages.
Here's my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book This American Life by Marcel Proust, and it says, "We don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us." Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You heal yourself.
Hi, if you live in the US, in the UK, Canada, Italy, Ireland, and Spain, and you send money to Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, or Uganda, you should download SendWave on your phone. It's easy. SendWave is safe, secure, reliable, fast, and more importantly, it is fee-free. Absolutely no fees for your first transaction. Use the promo code DOCTOR and SendWave will add $5 or €5 or £5 to the money you are sending. Dash, just because you know Dr. Damages. What are you waiting for? Here is how.